with that scene. I completely forgot.
Hellfire. She's coming.
What a flashy entrance.
Wyll, you've been naughty. And you know what happens when you're naughty.
God damn it. Anyone but her.
Well, in case it wasn't clear, Wyll has a devil as a patron. So many devils interested in us, right? Already the second one we met in just like a couple of days. Goddamn devil! Get out of my camp!
Now? But I'm just getting comfy.
Oh,
Call
sure.
me Mizora. I'm Wyll's patron, the fount of his power. My pet's been unruly, and his leash needs a yank. We had a deal, Wyll. But Karlach's still breathing. I've taken more pleasant shits than you, Mizora. And at least those can be buried after. That's no kind of talk for a lady. By the way, Karlach...
Is Karlach a lady, though?
Zariel sends her regards.
You told me! Devils only! She's a
Zora's such a
tiefling,
bitch.
not a monster!
How precious. The little pupster's found his bark. Clause G, Section 9. Target shall be limited to the infernal, the demonic, the heartless, and the soulless. Karlach meets the criteria by virtue of having no heart.
Devils are so mean, you really don't want to have a devil's contract. Always finding the loopholes. The devil's always in the details. Misobey. I thought we were against devils, Deanna. I mean, we could get upset about Wyll not telling us, but with such a detailed contract, it probably is also a clause that you're not allowed to disclose it, right? You better not lay a finger on Karlach.
Don't you worry. That ship has long sailed
Lae'zel
the
approves.
Styx. But a defiant pup must still pay his price. To wit.
Wyll burns in the fires of Avernus. The lightning storms of Dis strike his flesh. His soul passes through each layer of the hells, gaining their essence and their torment.
That sounds pretty awful. Now he's a tiefling.
That's better.
Gosh, she's so
What
petty.
the hells have you done?
A promise broken, a price paid. You know the terms. Get used to the new form, pet. There's no going back. Some magic even I can't undo. Now, let's see how the frontiers fare without their precious blade. Karlach, keep an eye on him, would you? I'll be keeping mine on you. Oh, and Wyll, don't forget, our pact still stands. Ta-ta.
Ah, what a visit. Oh boy. I really like Mizora, even if she's evil. I prefer her over Raphael. I think they're like very different devils. I mean, also, Mizora kind of aims for the sex appeal, which Raphael doesn't. And Mizora also seems like way more petty, I'd say. Raphael feels like an entertainer, liking to show off. Mizora acts with nobles or arrogance. True, but Mizora also like this whole act with her entrance, with her like theatrics, but it's very different. Raphael seems like a lot about like drama, right? Like he's reading a script or something. I don't know. I mean, they're both horrible. You don't want them in your life. But I think both are really cool characters. Let's talk to Karlach first.
I'll be honest, soldier. I'm reeling. Wyll hardly knows me, but he chose my life over his. Been a long time since someone stuck their neck out for me like that.
Aww. But yeah, I mean, getting horns and being turned into a tiefling might suck. Then again, I think tieflings are cool, so I take it. But I guess I would have expected something way worse could happen, right? If you disobey like your patron. I like Mizora more than Raphael. You mean like actually liking, or like liking as a villain? I don't know, for me hard to say. I think as a villain, Raphael's cooler, cause, I mean, for once he has like a bigger role, and he's a little less petty. I'd happily be a tiefling. Me too. Okay, question for everyone. If you would be or could be a tiefling, what skin color would you take? I would go for blue, but I guess that's hardly surprising. I gotta say, one sounds a little bit over the top. But I mean, as a paladin, let's commend his efforts. I mean, he really risked a lot for Karlach, right? He's a good man. Maybe the best of us.
You can say that again. When he was chasing me through Avernus, I thought he was just another sad merc. How wrong I was.
Oh. Actually, more as a character, not as a villain. I think as a character, Mizora's a little bit too petty for me. Pink or purplish? Oh, nice. What kind of pink or purple shade? I suppose blue, but if I could be pitch black with white hair, like a drow, colored teeth, I'd be that. Also sounds nice.
Gods damn her straight back to the hells. Just look at me. I did what was right, and Mizora made me pay for it. I'd be hunting devils and demons, she said.
It's a devil,
Traitors
of course you're not
and
rewarded for doing the
hypocrites,
right
heartless
thing.
evils of all sorts, but not Zariel's victims. Not innocent tieflings.
No. They failed Arcana. We got the headband, but we're still not smart enough. Interesting, those claw marks here on the sides are also new. But I guess they're probably just scars from... yeah... encountering all the levels of hells. Oh, and the eye is different too. Oh well. Hey Alistair, how are you? And if you were a tiefling, or if you could become a tiefling, what skin color would you want to have? My color would be blue-purple. Ooh, so like a coal purple? Like a violet? Also nice. I gotta say, point one... there's a point to it. Like, you warned me about Raphael, but I packed it to Mizora. What a fraud. There's some truth to it. Then again, I guess that's also why he was so insistent on not pacting with Raphael, right? He knows it's not not the greatest thing. What did you expect? She's a devil, hardly the paragon of honesty.
All these years. You'd think it's a lesson I'd have well learned. It's Mizora who grants me the power to conjure armor and cast eldritch blasts. Before I was infected, I could even call hell beasts and summon festering clouds. But I promise you, every thrust of my blade and every flame I
Summoning hell
sparked
beasts
was for
sounds
the
fun.
good of the coast.
But I mean, regarding Mizora being dishonest, I mean, in the end, she abided their contract, right? It's just how they write the contracts is pretty mean and against you. Can basically only lose. There's a Wyll Tiefling body mod that turns his body into full Tiefling with tail, teeth, nails, and all the ridges. Ooh, that's cool. I think Mizora would have been a great as a companion if she was tadpole to Moonrise and then decided to join your party because you have protection. Fair? But I guess it would be hard because, I mean, she's a devil, so she's basically like immortal, right? If you slay her here, she's just going to turn up in Avernus again, right? And probably would like manipulate you to Halsin back, right? She wasn't dishonest, you didn't read the fine print, right? Then again, I do wonder if Wyll actually has like a copy of the contract, or if it was just like read to him once and then he has to remember everything. Sounds like a patchy thing, so kind of fitting, right? I'm good, thank you. I guess blue like Mephistopheles Tiefling. Nice. Also the color I would choose. And glad to hear you're good. What are the terms of your pact?
I can't utter the terms or circumstances of the pact. I can tell you most all else, but the pact, I'm forbidden, unless Mizora permits it. But I'll say this. The moment I pacted myself to Mizora, I have not regretted for a heartbeat. It was my proudest deed. It was worth the sacrifice. All I can give you on that is my solemn word.
Must have been quite the moment that it was worth it to probably, highly likely, sell your soul for it, right? And accept the leash.
You've got something to say?
But I really gotta say, I like his new look. I like it more than the one before. You know, you should get out of this pact.
A possibility that's kept me awake countless nights.
Probably not really possible,
I don't
right?
have a clue where to start, other than play her games and play by the rules. That's the only language devils listen to.
She's a Cambion. She's just a Cambion? Really? Not like a full devil, even? And tadpole breaks rules. Fair. Like, Astarion should have been a crisp. And also the tadpoles take away the power, so you can kind of like level that, right? Which is really handy. Devil are like lawyers, evil lawyers. I mean, very much so. I mean, why obey her at all? I mean, she has a contract, he basically owns a soul, right? We just attack her next time she pops up. It's probably also not going to end well for Wyll, so... There must be some loophole in the contract that lets you out.
There could well be. She has the blighted thing. What I know of it is simply what has engraved itself upon my memory. My contract is very clear.
That's
I can
mean.
bring Mizora no harm. She'll have to let me out of my pact willingly. The only way out is if I can out-bargain her. We're standing here with nothing but the clothes on our backs and the worms in our heads.
But that's mean. Wyll doesn't even know, like, the whole contract? Oh boy. You know, we can beat her if we put our worms together.
We can. I'm sure of it.
Tadpole power?
How glad I am that you see me as more than my patron's pet.
Had a fanfic idea. Mizora's staff, captured early while watching Wyll and Karlach, finding out the tadpole limited her power, just like all the companions were super nerfed. Sounds interesting. Sounds like an interesting prompt. I would definitely give that a read. The tadpole probably wouldn't be an issue. All she needs to do is die and she's transported to the health in a new body without the tadpole. I think that actually doesn't work for Cambions. I'm not sure. Is a Cambion already like devil enough as a half-devil to respawn in hell? I don't know. Do you have to kill a Cambion also in hells? Huh.
You've got something to say?
How does it feel to be a devil?
It's said that anyone who bathes in the
What is
river
the
of
proof?
blood emerges as one born anew. It's a lot like that, I imagine. I feel the weight of these horns on my head, curling upwards like a mammoth's tusks. I feel these ridges snaking down my neck. Not to mention a few bumps and prongs in unmentionable places. But
Oh.
I haven't seen my reflection just yet. Be my mirror. What do you see?
But the weight of the horns is actually a good point. I didn't really think about that, but they're quite massive, right? So it's probably in the beginning hard to keep your head straight. I mean, always digging the devil's charm, right? Quite a handsome devil, if I do say so.
I can't tell if you're being silly or serious. I'll accept the flattery either way. I suppose I'll grow used to the new me. Horns and all. The people will see a curiosity. Maybe even a beast hungry for their souls. But I will slay their monsters. Keep them safe. And one day they will see the Blade of Frontiers again.
Like how they talk about their past, the companions were like level 10 to 17-ish. Durge possibly higher. Good point. I mean, Gale from his stories is definitely like close to max level, being like an archmage of Waterdeep. I'm not sure about Shadowheart. Don't know how high level she was. But yeah, also Karlach with the Hell Engine seems to be like quite the powerful barbarian in the past, to be able to fight like in the Blood War. And I mean, Wyll with summoning like Hell Beast and stuff also has to have at least level 10 or something. I guess Lae'zel maybe wasn't too high level before. Because I mean, Lae'zel's setting out to kill her first Mindflayer, right? So she is rather unexperienced. So maybe I would say Lae'zel is probably like below level 10. Alright. Let's check everyone and see if we can talk about something new. And if we can't, then we're going to go to sleep.
I can't help feeling Wyll got off lightly. The wrath of the hells is second only to the wrath of the heavens. Having a devil in our camp will certainly make things interesting. Never a dull day, is there?
There really isn't. But you know, Gale, I think Wyll could have made do without all the excitement.
What's on your mind?
You and Mizora seem to know each other. How?
We were both part of Zariel's inner circle. Her by choice, me by force. In the grand scheme of things, I'm inconsequential to Zariel. Sure, I've got the engine, but I wasn't even her strongest fighter. But she favored me like a child favors a captive pet. Mizora envied the attention, I suppose. I'm sure when Zariel
Mizora
gave her
being
the order
petty,
to hunt
see?
me down, Mizora was delighted.
Oh boy. But I mean, given that Karlach used to be in Zariel's inner circle, I do wonder why they want to kill her and not just like capture her. I mean, they're devils. Zariel's like an archdevil. They could just like modify her memory and stuff, make her like a puppet. But I mean, what would you say, Diana? What would you expect like Lae'zel's level to be before the tadpole? I can see why you were so keen not to escape.
No kidding. The fighting, the chaos, the betrayal. It had the makings of a good stage show, but I did not want to be one of the players.
But. Poor Karlach.
I hope Mizora flies into the blades of a windmill for what she did to Wyll. Though, I must admit, the new look is a little dashing.
I like how we all agree with Shadowheart here. She can fly to a windmill. Shred. Oh boy. I think Lae'zel was 8-ish. Really? But I guess it makes sense that like Lae'zel also had some proper training before leaving, right? Okay, I looked it up for cambions. Thank you, Alistair. If they die on the material plane, basically it depends on how powerful their hellborn parent was. If they're low level, then no. If they are someone like Mephistopheles' son, Raphael, they are immortal in the material plane, so it's possibly she might be immortal. Yeah, I mean, we don't know anything about, like, Mizora's heritage, right? But yeah. Well, Astarion.
So, Wyll did the right thing, and it earned him a set of horns. Let that be a lesson to us all.
I mean, doing the right thing and getting tiefling horns sounds like a win-win for me. I'm curious that we can't talk about the book.
Hello, my dear.
Oh well.
Something's on my
Hey,
mind.
Lae'zel.
The Blade of Frontiers in the guise of a devil. I'd remark on the irony, but I'd hate to waste the breath. Still, it took guts to defy that petty patron of his. The Blade's sting is real.
I just wanted to say that, Lae'zel, just admit you admire him for standing up to a devil. Oh boy, we got this dialogue here. Is it me, or have you been looking at me differently?
I have a confession.
Oh no.
I was too hasty to judge you. I thought you witless, gutless, unimpressively bland.
Thanks. I kinda wanna say I thought you cruel, stubborn, and judgmental. Ah, come on. We're playing it the second time. We go for the fun dialogue if we want to. And I thought you cruel, stubborn, and judgmental.
Yes, all that is true. I am cold as the sea.
He
at
just
night,
owns it.
But you have stoked fires I didn't know I possessed. I swear, you would tear the horns off one dragon for plunging into another. You've gained my respect, and more still, my yearning. When I come near, your odor alone is enough to make my neck sweat and my hairs stand on end.
No offense to all the Lae'zel fans. Enjoy Lae'zel, but I've known for quite some years that I'm gay. But there are very few moments where I feel as gay as when Lae'zel tries to come on to me. Hold on. Are you coming on to me?
Isn't it obvious? I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight, perhaps later, but I want it all the same. Do you?
Lae'zel wants snoo snoo. Mm-hmm. I think also death by snoo snoo is something which could apply for Lae'zel. I tried out like ages ago, just for when I was still editing shorts and stuff. I tried out the sure thing I've been wanting a hot Githyanki girlfriend. And she gets like really offended and she's like, I won't be your girlfriend. I'm going to be your lay for one night. It is kind of hilarious. I'm flattered, but the answer is no.
Your loss, I fear. One day soon, you will wonder how my lips might have tasted, how my fingers on your skin might have felt, and you will wish you could return to this lost moment.
I don't think so, but thank you, I guess.
Speak.
One is a very good question. Are you laughing with me or are you laughing at me, chat? Oh boy. You said I found your respect, so why are you so rude all the time?
If you must know, Vlaakith requires everything of her children. I can't count how many bruises I've inflicted. Can't measure how much blood I've drawn in the Undying Queen's name. I know only blood red and death black. My mind is silver, and my body steel. I am what I must be. Say what I must be. To survive every beast I face and every wound I bear.
It's quite some dedication. But also doesn't sound like a good relationship to Vlakov, right? A little bit toxic. Oh well. But hey, we kind of made friends with Lae'zel, I guess. That's something I didn't accomplish in quite a few playthroughs. Ah, I can't see her approval here. I feel Lavender and Astarion would be a good couple. Both feeling quite flamboyant. Oh yes, definitely. I think also, I mean, with Astarion's background and the Durge's background, they can complement each other pretty nicely, right? We laugh with you, always with you, dear. I don't know. I think we talked to everyone, so I would say let's tuck in. Alright, off to bat. Wow, we basically just have alcohol dinner. A few apples, a little meat, and that's it. What's up with those? Like the 0 of 1 ones. Do you think we can just go for an only alcohol one? Let's see if we can do that. Unnecessary things you can spend time trying. And no, we can't. Oh well, here we go.